Hey, good morning, everybody. Well, morning to me. Good day. Good day, everybody. It's quite, let's see what time it is. It's a bit early here. And I just want to do a quick little check before I head out. Yeah, it's like 7 o'clock, so fairly early. And I have this crazy contraption on me back. Like 7 o'clock, so. All right, so audio seems to be working good. I have the phone here on this device hanging from my backpack. I have the iPhone kicking, strapped to this backpack with this robot crazy arm thing. And we're gonna go surf. It's kind of small and hazy and a little bit choppy conditions are, but dude, that's just how it is. Let's see, how can I do this without, I need to pull my board out. This is gonna be pretty interesting. So, take you guys along on a little surf here. Tell you a little secret. This is a sweet way to lock your keys up in your tongue. You put that in there. Got a little combination. Nice place to lock your keys while you're away. But oh my goodness, yep, it's not going to do you any good if you don't lock your vehicle. PAX West, when I went to the D-Live meetup, it was funny. You got it locked? Okay, she's locked up now. So I was going to that conference trying to remember everything, and we got about a half a block down the street after paying like $30 for parking. And I was like, you know what, dude? Did I lock my van? So I made my way back and checked it, and sure enough, man, I didn't lock it. So I hope this is going to be the right angle. I hope I got everything tightened up enough. And this is not going to be too bouncy. That's what I'm worried about, is like the stability, how this is actually going to look. I tried to get it super tight on my back. On my back, may be able to get the shoulder straps a little bit more. Let me pull them out of these things, see if I can get this thing super tight. And get that a little bit tighter. Get that a little bit tighter, so just not too much bouncy. You guys don't want to watch bouncy video, nor do I want to produce bouncy video, you know. So we're gonna try to make this as non-bouncy as possible and see how it goes. As far as track goes and position of the camera, I don't know. We're dealing with the restream here, and sometimes it picks everything up. Yeah, I can tell it's a little bit shaky and wonky. I can try to adjust it once we get out here. And it's a little bit skewed, would be the word perhaps. I can tell already. A little bit skewed. Cattywampus, according to Tater, an old work colleague. He used to use that word. He had a pretty good Texas vocabulary, along with the Texas straw. But a start of the weekend. Hope everybody's doing well and swell and marvelous. Right, so we come through this little gate right here, and I'm hoping, all right, here's Right, as the fog sets in. It's a misty morning, it is. So surf condition, we're looking at maybe 1 to 2. This is face side. Maybe a thigh waist high set coming in every now and then. And there's a couple of the dwellers walking down the beach and some blackbirds. Blackbirds singing. And we will be paddling today with the Blue Planet Kaizen 82. My favorite paddle in the whole world. But my my paddles have been extremely limited, actually. I've only had maybe tried 4 or 5 different types. But you quickly learn once you get a nice paddle, you're like, oh my goodness. So I did research the paddle stuff for a while before I ended up choosing this guy. It's a sweet paddle. And hopefully only one time in my life will you, or that I will ever just leave my paddle behind and drive away, then remember that I forgot it and come back and it's gone. It's like, wow. That's what happened to this one. This is my second one. So we're at kind of the peak high tide of a low tide, high tide, if that makes sense. So the day has 2 tides. And yeah. There's a low high tide, then there's usually a high tide. Right now, we're right at the peak of the low high tide. So there's that. And this place on low tide, like just regular low tide or low tide or whatever, there's a reef out here that sometimes prevents the swell from coming in, and it kind of closes out and gets a little weird. I'm hoping this is going to be the right angle. We'll see here in a second. Because if I'm going to do any adjusting, I better do it now before I hop on board. Looks like it could kick out just a smidge to me. Oh snap, I forgot my leash too. So we're going to be riding leashless, so I may end up... I hope not, but yeah, I'll just stick it out. This is Coach Moore. Oh man, is that going to be my way of paddling? I don't know. Yeah, it's kind of right there, isn't it? Ooh, I don't like that. Yeah, that's weird. That is weird. That arm is definitely right in my way. It's a bit too short, man. I didn't realize, like, or if I could move it out a little. There's my, that's the side I paddle on. Uh-oh. Here comes a good one. Whew. So I may have to adjust that. I didn't realize the scope of that thing being kind of that short and shallow, hitting my arm right there. Needs to kind of swing out maybe a little bit more or something, because that is right in my way, dude. Totally the way we're trying to paddle, hitting that thing. Well, we are officially out in the ocean, live streaming. And actually, looks like we got pretty good friggin' signal. hands are all sandy for some reason. And maybe we could do that. I'm try turning it just a little bit. Yeah, this is weird. Well, here comes a wave. Let's see if we can catch it. Woo! All right. One wave down. Could that have possibly been the very first wave ever caught solo live streaming? Quite possible. Quite possible. Quite possible. Aye, aye. This may be a bit shaky. Whew. Still kind of hitting. Oh, come on. Let's get out of here before this one breaks on me. Still hitting me, dude. I gotta figure out a better way to angle that where I could still kind of see the screen if anybody's popping in and chatting, even though it's kind of a funky time. Maybe 10 o'clock Eastern. It's 7 o'clock over here, and other parts of the world may be super late at night. There's the board. Maybe do you want to angle down just a little bit more? Catch the action, or just look out. Just look out. Whew. Yeah, that was a little intense. So yeah, I'm gonna have to figure out how to actually adjust this a little bit better. Or if this is even worth it because of the amount of stabilization issues, perhaps. Here comes a left. It's kind of big, dude. Not what I wanted to do. Yeah, this thing, you go in the water. Oh, it goes with you. Whew. Well, let's just hope that Life Proof holds up to its name. Salt water with an iPhone is probably not the best combination. Combination issues. So you guys want to see a wipeout? That was the first wipeout. First wipeout. Whew. Wipeout. Yeah, definitely need to have this arm extended out. I don't know if I can move it with, because I kind of torqued everything down quite a bit. Hopefully there's not a whole lot of splash on there either. I just can't dig properly with my paddle with that thing right there. It needs to be out a little more. I don't know if I could actually see the chat then. If anybody were to be watching this, which, anybody? No, zero. There's zero people on. I've got zero watching. Kind of an odd day, I guess, to stream. People are getting up out and about, probably in the bathroom, taking a shower, eating a bit of toast maybe, having a sip of tea. Yeah, that last one would have been a fun one. I think I may have gone too far out. A bit too far out. Come in a little bit. Then just a wee bit. Well, yeah, on my test run yesterday, man, I didn't fall in at all. Second wave today, fell in. But this brings a whole new dynamic with spider arm here. With the spidey arm. Here comes a little wave. I'm kind of not in the peak though. Needed to be over. Needed to be over a little bit. Yeah, the whole thing with the GoPro shit, man, I wish that would have come into fruition. That would have been so much better. Oh, I missed this one too. See this one here? That would have been so much better. I could have mounted that way high out of reach and then had like another set of just the, I don't know, maybe not. Just seeing the chat, or not even deal with the chat maybe. But to read chat while you're surfing and to correspond, I thought would have been pretty neat dynamic. Oh, there's a seal out there. There's a seal swimming about. Some ducks out in the water. So we got a little something coming. A little bump. Ah, dude, that is like hitting my elbow when I'm trying to paddle. Here we go. All right. There's the wave right over there. I gotta see if I can move this. There may be a reason people don't live stream surfing, because it may just be too much, or not getting good footage, good content. I don't know. I'm saving this stream, I hope, so I'll go back and take a look and decide if this is really worth it or not. This was really worth it or not. That and kind of the conditions too. It's a bit foggy and the water and the sky just kind of melt in together. Comes another little wave. I don't think I can turn around in enough time. I think I'm gonna pass this one up. A nice little peeler Ryko. Pretty nice to the left. Yeah, it definitely has to be out quite a bit in order for my elbow not to hit it. Tell if the camera angle is cool or not. And you don't really want to adjust it too much. You kind of want to get it nice and tight and have it locked in just a certain spot so it doesn't loosen up on you. The more you move it, I'm sure it's getting a bit looser every movement. Oh, here comes the wave. Oh, kick out of that one. Get ready to close out a little bit. There's some other spots that would probably be really awesome for doing this, where it's kind of a point break and it's a lot glassier and less choppy. But the problem is with streaming such a thing is connection. It's the towers. The towers aren't there. Yep, so the iPhone and the LifeProof got full immersion on the wipeout. Can't edit that, dude. It's live. There's a little bump coming in. Little bump coming in. But it's still good enough conditions to get out here and try it anyhow, though. This place gets real funky. Look at the fog out on the little peaks over here. That looks neat. It's starting to lift a little bit, though. So that's cool. It's starting to lift. So I think I got on my third rideable wave. 3 waves equate a surf, I think, in some realms, in some technical surfing realms. I know in certain surf contests, they count your best 3 waves. So that means you at least have to have 3 waves. The draw of riding waves. It's a heavy one if you get bit by it, I tell you. But it's not for everybody. That it is not. I mainly prone paddled, which is just regular surfing for years and years and years. Caught me off guard a little bit. That wasn't really much of a wave. And then been doing the stand-up paddling for just a little over a year now in the surf. And I like it. I like it that you're already up standing. So you don't have to deal with that. You're paddling. You can go explore. Like there's little islands out there. If I wanted to, I could just paddle out there and check it out. Opens up a lot more opportunity. Freshwater and lakes and stuff. You can go out there too and have fun. And during the week, sometimes I'll just go out there in the sound and paddle around. I just use my my surf sup. This one right here for everything. It's not the floatiest for flat water, nor does it track the best, but that's all right. It'll still get you out there. It still works. It's pretty convenient. Pretty convenient. Yeah, this in particular spot, I mean, there's no cell coverage, and then this one little beach out here, we got coverage. I find that pretty cool. I guess I stuck a tower, if I can hold it. Well, you can't see it anyhow. I'll show you a panoramic of the whole bay here. Crescent beach, even though it is kind of a crescent beach. And back there. Ready for another wave. Just waiting on one. Waiting on the wave. I'm not really sure what the weather's supposed to be today. Last time I was out here, man, it was just kind of rainy too. But yesterday afternoon was nice and sunny, beautiful sunset. It was nice. It was nice. But yeah, gonna hang out here all day. Got a pass. You do have to get a pass to stay out here. A permit. We're on the Indian res. Indian land. We got some good land out here. Good location. Beautiful locations. Kind of a lull at the moment. A lull in between the sets. So spider arm, what are my thoughts on the spider arm apparatus? Well, I don't know. Getting it adjusted is vital, especially for your paddling arm, that's for sure. when you crash and get back on your board, it's kind of weird because it's at a right angle, so it's like a elephant trunk just kind of sticking out around your head, neck area. And when you're getting on your board, you kind of lean into it, so it's kind of in the way. Getting back up, getting on your board. But that's all right. That's nothing big, really. I think those things, little issues, can be worked out. Like I said, I wish the GoPro 7 would have been the key, because that stabilization would have been really sweet with all this kind of subtle movement back and forth. Because not only am I moving and floating on the water and this and that, I think it's getting a little bit of whiplash or something like that with the backpack, and then the arm is kind of accentuating, if that's even a word, that movement out to the very tip of where the phone is capturing all this lovely environment of being on the ocean early morning, Pacific time. Talking about surfing in the morning, man. I hope some of the cats down in Florida are catching some good waves. I'm sure they are. You know, once the eye goes north on the East Coast, man, it gives that nice offshore back behind it. But it seemed like the swell, hurricane swell, man, once it goes north, it kind of dies off fairly quick. You get a day or two of it. And then right back to the normal stuff. There too, the really good stuff. Sometimes it's just hours. I know, like the cats down in South Beach, man, they have a very shallow window. And that place really goes off. When it gets it dies off super quick. Picks up and dies off super quick. One of the craziest swell windows I think I've ever seen in South Beach. Literally go from flat to overhead tubes to flat within a day. I don't have a whole lot of experience in that. Just a few times. So, but on the East Coast, it's not for sure. Cat riding this little four-wheeler down the beach. That's sweet. I need to catch a wave, man. Maybe sucking me out. Being sucked out to sea. But I would imagine the East Coast has got some way bigger waves than happening right here right now. Even though I'm not complaining, I would not be paddling out in that type of surf with the arm like this. No, sir. No, sir. Another thing, the water up there is way warmer. We're over there. I shouldn't say up there. We're up there. I'm in a 4.3 with 3mm booties. No gloves or hood right now. It's definitely warm enough for that. And I'm not sure what the water temp is. 50s, 60s, something like that. The water temp, I think, remains fairly consistent. It's just what gets you is what's happening outside. Here comes kind of a funky little wave. Just a float out. brakes. Woo. Yeah, in order to stream with the GoPro 7, you have to go through their GoPro app, which is horrendous. I bet I've spent 12 hours on that app trying to get that thing to work. I've called them 4 times, emailed them about 4 times. Worst customer support ever. And honestly, that thing just will not work. Tried it on Android and on iOS. And then, well, connect to your home Wi-Fi. Well, I did connect to a Wi-Fi, not my home, but a Wi-Fi. It didn't work there either. But then I was like, why would you want to have a GoPro and then only work on home Wi-Fi? That's retarded. But besides that, yeah, it threw so many codes on every step of the way. I've took screenshots of them all. And then finally, when all the stars in the universe lined up perfectly and it said you're live, I checked the channel and nothing. It wasn't live. It lied. And so I made a video of that actually and sent that to him. RTMS is what it said, or whatever that protocol is. It's like you go to Facebook or YouTube or any RTSM, and that's what I use, you know, like you restream, so you go out multiple things, and of course it's a streaming platform, DLive, of course, primarily, also streaming platform, and so here's a streaming platform that does nothing but stream. Out of the water is a little funky because it's hanging kind of low. And he's like scratching a little bit and getting on my board. All right, crash number 2 for you guys. Hope that was exciting. Really crashed. Yeah, that fell off. I'm gonna own it. It fell off. I'm gonna kick out. Well, looks like we got somebody on here. Stork Entertainments. What's up, yo? Yeah, so somebody's watching. Stork. Yep. You may be catching the first actual solo live stream surfing ever in history. Watching this while, oh, I can't see it, while working. Right on. I'm able to read chat, yay. That's what I was wondering if it was going to happen, even though it's got water splashed all over it. Salt water, that is. Cool. Well, Stork, I must say you made my day to actually type something in for me to read it out here, because that's kind of what I was aiming for, is to be able to interact while surfing, live stream. Now that right there is pretty cool, even though I ate it and just that last wave. It's probably super choppy too, I would imagine. The video is probably all over the place. GoPro situation would have been really cool, I think. And they have all the different mounts, and it's not going to act like a paddle once you fall in. I could have mounted it a few different ways. And then I've got a Pelican case with a phone where I could have worn like a hip pack. Of course, in that scenario, you wouldn't be able to see chat or nothing. So another one coming, kind of looks closing out, but we'll go through this maybe a little left. Missed it. Whew. I'm digging for that one, yo. I was digging for that one. Yeah, this is my weekend, bro. After work yesterday, I got off, man. I cruised the 4.5 hours all the way out here. Whoa, fish just jumped. Maybe getting sucked out to sea again. Feel the breeze starting to pick up a little bit. Coming out of the northwest, just a scotch. Not too bad though. Thought the fog was lifting there for a moment, but now I think another bank came in. I wonder why they call it a fog bank. Because it's rich in fog. I don't know. You ever question words like where they originated from, why we use them? And why it's called spelling. Maybe it's nothing more than just a bunch of spells. When we're talking, we're just spelling. It's a bunch of spells we're putting out there. Oh, maybe I came in too early. Here's one. Got a double effect on it. Left coming at us. Whew. And there's the set wave. A little thigh-high set wave rolling in. I may need to adjust the I don't know. Not sure. I have to look at it. Now's not the time to really adjust anything. Just get out here and do it. A light little mist is now falling. Forgot to check the buoys this morning. You know what they last night they were like 5 foot at 11. Some indicators out over there on the slab. That point right out there. Kind of a slab break. Seen it throw out. Be pretty gnarly out there. That's for the young go-getters or just the go-getters in shape in general. Slab surfing is just a little bit funky, man, with the ocean basically folds in on each other, on itself. And the consequences could be dire if you mess up. And it's a little tricky to catch, man, because you don't have like a good entry or paddle in. It's like just a bump to pitching out almost instantly. You gotta be right at the right spot. Be right at the right spot. Not to say that isn't true for any type of wave. But mellow, kind of just rolly waves gives you a little bit more leniency to get in. Oh, looks like something's coming in. I think I'm going to wait just a little bit more. I know it's not exciting out here waiting with me to catch a wave, but it's still pretty cool to be out here. I feel blessed, for sure. Was I disillusioned? Thought I saw something. Too far in, too far out. Not only is it about placement, speed, positioning, but you have to be able to read the surf. What is it doing? What is it telling you? Where does it want you to be? Or where do you want to be? Right now I want to be catching another wave. See if we can make that happen. Come back in a little bit. But, you know, we just don't want to catch any wave. We catch the prime wave. Is that a prime wave? That was okay. Oh boy, instant wind switch. Onshore, like bam. Bam. Onshore, maybe 5 knots ish. 6 knots perhaps. That was a sudden switch. But what's crazy, when the fog rolls in, it always brings the wind with it also. Looks like a little left coming in. Missed it. I missed the left. But looking at the stats on, what do we got here? DL, dude. Do I got somebody else here? Oh, somebody on YouTube, maybe? Watching? Sweet. They're streaming on YouTube, I guess, too. Right on. Right on. Yeah, this is definitely not surfing the East Coast during that hurricane stuff. No. This is a beach about as far away in the continental states you could get from South Beach. You probably couldn't get any further away. Unless you went up to Canada. So, and like I was saying earlier, dude, I don't think I would, I'd be out there in hurricane swell with this spider arm apparatus backpack thing. That wouldn't really work. Kind of on my way here, in my way here. Yes, YouTube, right on. Well, hey, thanks for stopping by and checking out the stream. You may be another participant in possibly the very first surfing live stream ever that I know of anyhow, dude. I don't know if anybody else has attempted this or tried it, because it's a little funky, man, I must say. And they may have tried it and it's been so choppy it just didn't work out. I don't know. Surf with you soon. All right, dude. Right on. Hope so. Yep. Cool, man. It's always good to get out in the water. Share the stuff. Oh. Nose is under. Here we go. Here we go. Woo! Look out. It's not the greatest of the waves. There's a little left peeling right there. Look at that guy. Get down there and grab that little left, man. I will, actually. Sometimes it has a nice little break over there, sandbar. Thing about when you surf a crescent type beach like this, man, depending on the swell direction and sandbars are forming up over through the tides, man, you can kind of pick and choose what you want to do. Let's see what it's saying. Yep. Yeah, it's choppy. Oh, it's choppy. Yeah, I bet it is choppy, dude. It's a little choppy on the surf, plus I'm bouncing around. And then I think you know, like I'm wearing this backpack with this extension arm, which is acting like a wand that's kind of jiggling me in too. I could adjust this where it just sticks up like behind me, like over me melon, right? But then I'm gonna be able to shoot shot, dude. Yeah, hurricane surf, if you're over on the East Coast, man, it could be super choppy on the north end of the eye. Once that dude passes, you need to get some nice offshores. But you gotta watch out for the debris in the water, man. What it did in the Bahamas, there's gonna be all that kind of stuff out there too. Trees and houses and all kind of stuff. What did I hear last night? Yeah, oh, bags of cocaine were floating up. They were finding cocaine out there. Oh, that was kind of interesting. Pretty interesting. Yeah, I'm paddling down to this little left I've seen over here. I'm regular foot, man. I'll drop in on the left. I'll go left. I ain't scared. Digging, miss that one. Maybe a bit too far out. Well, yo ho, yo ho. Got all these pirate songs in me brain, playing Sea of Thieves too much, I think. Right. What's this thing gonna do? What's this one gonna do? Woo. Little in and out. Quick little in and out on that one. This one could be right here. Whoa, looks like it's going to close out too. Yeah. Yeah, I like to do the face rides, man. Just dropping in and riding the whitewater in is a little bland for me. A bit bland. I like to get that face ride, man. We get up on the nose a little bit. Yeah, my perfect surf, I think, would be probably in the waist to head high, point break, clean, just big open face, rolly, little, just enough juice where you can, have a nice wall where You can turn big, round, long roundhouse tackle. Nose rides. Kind of like your hot dogs. Maybe. I'm not into the tube stuff, the barrels, even though it's still kind of cool. For supping, it's not like the best type thing. You get pounded too much. You can't duck dive. That's just it with these. You got to be able to go over the white water. So when it's throwing out hard, dude, and you get hit, the recovery time it takes to get your board and get back on top of it is significant compared to if you could just duck dive and keep punch through. Heavy surf like that, man, prone paddlers totally beat me out to line up. I'm sitting there floundering on the inside, trying to get back on my board, reaching for the paddle. But the paddling thing and prone paddling, man, it's got my shoulder jacked up. So that's why I'm doing this. This doesn't hurt my shoulder. Whoa, seal right there. You guys catch the seal? There's a seal. And a right. That's a pretty good sized wave over here. Oh, that's where it goes out. Right on top of it. Woo! Positioning. What was I talking about earlier? Positioning. There's a seal. Seal. What's up, yo? Bloop. Well, bummer, dude. I should have been paying more attention. I was trying to pay attention. That one just sneaked up on me. Been a fun one, even though it did just kind of all shut down again. Waves are just not really great form right now. A little bit of offshoreness, 5 knots offshore would, I think, form it up really, really nice. Hold it back just a bit. But hey, man, just to be out here is awesome. Anyhow, it is awesome anyhow. If there's anybody watching, I hope you guys are having an excellent day and enjoying this attempt at live stream sup surfing here in the great Pacific Northwest. I hope my phone is doing okay. A little nerving bringing the phone out here, you know, I must say, in this apparatus. It already took a couple of good plunges. I did check the case out, though. It did seem pretty waterproof, I guess. But we'll see. I mean, it's still working, so, yeah. Adios. Is that what you said? I think so. Adios, amigo. Adios. Yeah, it may not be the greatest content. It's an attempt, dude. It's an experiment. We're testing out the parameters, the viability, the practicality of live streaming while surfing. Can this be a thing? Or is it just shambles? A bunch of shambles. Just this voice with shaky video of the ocean waves. We're not really getting the feel of being on the board, the smell of the sea, the sound of the gull, the waves are breaking, the struggle of the paddler as he digs in. the sense of the ride, the drop in, the bottom turn, the setup, the crash. I guess I could try switching cameras, seeing what the back view looks like. Nah. Which one is left, man? Seen him kind of peeling. Down here at the left spot. Right over here to the left. Right to the left. Mr. Seal, will see him way down there. Probably after his breakfast. His early morning breakfast. What I'm going to do for breakfast? Definitely do some coffee. Take a warm shower. My feet are getting a little bit chilly. But they're hanging. I'm wearing dive boots, man. Lets the water in. So you don't get a whole lot. You get so it flushes a lot. I'm trying to get at. So if you get water in your suit and it's not flushing, it does warm up quite well. Look, I'm totally warm. The rest up with just my toes. My toes got a bit of bite to them. Little numb happening in my toes. Alright, what do we got here? Huh? And it rolled on past. And it's just hitting that one little bar and kind of closing out, man. It's a bummer. Feeling, man. There's that whitewater ride I was telling you about. Just drop in, ride, go straight in. Not my favorite thing to do, but I'd rather do that than fall off and lose my board. That's no fun. I totally spaced out wearing the leash, but it's not really leash type of waves anyhow. I say that. I shouldn't say that. I'll say it's not vital. I don't think you'd be in jeopardy if you lost your board and had to go in and get it. Let's look at this way. What is it doing? See, the whole thing just kind of make my way back down to where I started. Catch one in maybe, and then I'm gonna go check it out, dude. See if this was even worthy doing. see if this is a thing or not. To see how choppy the video is. How will it capture the spirit? The spirit and the soul, the interaction, the audio, the video, all of that. All of it. Check my phone to see if any water got in it. And to make some bulletproof coffee, man. That sounded pretty good. I've got some ghee. I love ghee in me coffee. Ghee and some Splenda. Right, get the fats in. Get the goody fats in. And after I check it, it looks good. Might try to come back out this afternoon during the high tide again. Hopefully it'll be sunny and do what it did yesterday afternoon, man. A little bit of offshores, dude. It was like sweet. I just got here too late yesterday and just went for a surf, and it was sunny and nice and fun little rides. And this afternoon's going to be the better high tide, so you mix that in with a little bit of offshores, maybe a little bit more appeasing to the audience, to the grand audience out here. Yes, yes indeed. But hey Mark, what's up, yo? Thanks for dropping in and paddling out with me. See, you're coming from YouTube. All right, sweet. Dude, I hope you're having a good day. It's my morning surf, dude. Morning surf, man, you gotta love those morning surfs. Surf. Come here, surf. Serve. But isn't a surf like a position in the King's Court? Would it not be? Maybe short for serving, maybe? I don't know. I'm just babbling at this point. Waiting on a wave. Probably going to be my last wave in, just because I need to check things out. A little bit worried about the phone since here comes a set. Woo. What we got here? Woo. Yeah. Whoa! Woo! All right. The best one of the day, kind of. It was quick though. It was a little quick in and out. Yeah. Woo. So maybe one more in. Yeah, to catch one of them and get wiped out on with this spider arm, robot arm sticking out from behind my back, I don't think it'd be too fun. I don't know what to do to the phone either. But yeah, that was a bit of a thrill. I'd give that a legit stomach, chest high. Face size at probably a millisecond right there, right when it jacked up the most. Yeah, and that's on a 6 foot dude, 6'1". So that's that. Well, I have to paddle in a little bit, I think. Here comes a little bump, but I'm too far out to catch that guy. A bit too far out for that one. I have to check out the angle too, man. I don't know if you guys are catching the face of the wave when that's happening. Maybe I'll go a little bit like that, perhaps. We'll see. The old fisheye lens, like I said in the action camera, would be pretty sweet. So there is another action camera that says they stream also. They may have a better protocol. It's a lot cheaper than the GoPro. So I may check with them, see if that would work. I'm sure all the other attributes for the GoPro 7 are definitely cool. The stabilization, and then I think they upped in the audio quality a little bit, and then they did something with a time lapse, which is not pictures anymore. It's like video, but computer inside does a time lapse with the video versus just taking a bunch of pictures, which I haven't experimented with because I was just really curious to the streaming capabilities of it. Yeah, the fog's setting in, and here comes the wind again. The wind and the fog seem to work together synonymously. All right, one more. Yeah, it's getting a heavy mist right now, so maybe that's washing off the salt on the case. And I'm just patrolling, dude. Patrolling for a wave in. For that last little set wave. Oh, it died down a bit. Patience. Patience. I must have patience. There's a hardcore beach enthusiast sitting on the beach over there in his lounge chair and umbrella because it's not sunny. It's misting, and there's fog bank. Let's see, I'll turn around so you can see the guy. He's got the yellow umbrella. That guy right there. Yeah. Hardcore. He loves the beach. No matter what. And we go surfing no matter what. Well, I shouldn't say that. Depending on the conditions. Wow. Come on, let's get up. I'm going to go too far in, because what happens if you go too far in, and that one comes, the one you've been waiting for, and you're too far in. The one I've been waiting for you all my life for this moment right here, right now, coming to fruition, so we can meet and join and be as one for that split moment of pure bliss. All right. Do see something in the making. We'll see. It closes out. That's all right. We can ride it in. And when the fins start dragging, you know it's time to get off. Yep, that touchdown. All right. Well, guys, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, that was pretty intense, I must say. Come back to the board. I don't know if yeah, so there's like what the backside looks like coming off me back. There's the ocean behind me. That's what we were surfing with right there. The Hypernut 9.6. And well, I'm going to call that a success prior to reviewing what happened. Hopefully I can hold that and make it a little bit more stable. And I'll turn it off here in a little bit. I'm going to walk back up. So, wow. Live stream surfing. Was it, is it viable? Is it not? I don't know. We'll see. But it was cool. It was a cool attempt. It was nice to get out there. Grateful for the conditions and the opportunity to do this and bring it to you guys. So we'll see how it went. Yeah. That being said, hope everybody has, I wonder if I can trim this. Hello.
Hope everybody has a great day, and may try to do this later. We'll catch you on the flip side. Thanks for coming by. Talk to you later. Peace.